Hello everybody, it is the GenerallyGoodGamer, and we're back. And this is Gennal, of course, our High Elf Mage, and we're playing on Turtle WoW Mysteries of Azeroth. Continuing our journey, we're level 42, and we have taken a little hiatus, but we're back. And during the hiatus we have not improved in skill, but we've grown in our passion for the adventure. And so if this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. We are going to be reading the quests, having a chilled, relaxed time with Gennal, and leveling our High Elf Mage in Gilneas. One of the new areas, well, relatively new, in Turtle WoW. It's sort of a level 40 plus area, and we have the questy add-on as well, as you can see. We're going to be journeying through, seeing what the Alliance quests have for us. So, buckle in. Sergeant Arbington. And before we begin, just a quick preamble. We have been sent here by numerous people across Azeroth. Many human soldiers have said that we should come here and join the fight. And one of the people we were supposed to report to was Sergeant Arbington, and that's what we're doing. The Gilnean Brigade has finally returned home. We are here to reclaim these lands in the name of Greymane. The brigade is coming home. Ah, so Danmir has sent you our way, eh? Well, as you can clearly observe, the situation here is far from ideal. We are in dire need of assistance, and any help you can offer will be greatly appreciated. Welcome to the front lines of the struggle. In order to get properly acquainted with our operations, I suggest introducing yourself to two key figures in our ranks. Darius Ravenwood and Caliban Silverlane are the stalwart leaders orchestrating our resistance against the Harlow forces. You typically will find them at the town hall, tirelessly strategizing and planning our next moves. Waste no time in seeking them out and informing them of your arrival. They will undoubtedly appreciate your presence and may have specific tasks or assignments to entrust you with. Okay, you've got two other quests. I'm not paying you to listen, and you're not here to hear me talk. North of here in the mounds are significantly more ogres that I'm comfortable sharing the area with. Go and relieve them of their heads, bring me 20 and I will organise payment. Okay, he seems to be enjoying telling us to kill ogres. Truthfully, Gennal, I don't really care how many dumb ogres are killed by dozen mercenaries. I knew it. Whether it's you or some other that brings me a bag of heads, it makes no difference. Don't look at me that way. You know I'm right. Anyway, if you want something meaningful to do, listen. Our scouts have heard that two ogres are vying for power amongst the Brol Ock, one of which calls himself Shinban Four Eyes. A two-headed ogre with actual 3 eyes. Claims the fourth is a hidden one that gives him the vision required to lead. Okay, so he is a two-headed ogre with 3 actual eyes. Oh, I see. I get it. I would be worried about that, Gennal. Either he is telling the truth and he is a caster powerful enough to have magical sight, or he is smart enough to understand metaphors. Interesting. Both are worrying. Regardless, he is your primary target. Okay. Sergeant Arbington, we shall do that. The blacksmith, Todd Boulder. Todd. Crystal vein ore. Working with sturdy Gilnean ore is no small feat, let me tell you that. But there are times when I yearn for something more exotic, especially when the Greymane Wars close shut. Oh, the longing I've felt. Finally, I've been given a chance to once again lay my skilled hands on those rare ores. There's one in particular that holds a special place in my heart, Crystal Vein. Back in the days of my apprenticeship, I had the honour of working with it. It was a beauty, I tell you, strong, durable, and a joy to forge. Having that ore by our side would be a true blessing for the rebellion. The ore is found only in the distant lands of Stranglethorn. Okay, if by some stroke of luck you happen to set foot in Booty Bay, seek out a goblin. I'm going to stop you there, Todd. This is not a quest I'm going to do. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to decline your offer. But Gennal has things to do in Gilneas. Perhaps, Todd, when we come back after we've cleared up these quests, we can consider yours. Right, let's head up this path here. Right. Into the mayor's office. It's not really an office, is it? Lord Darius Ravenwood. Gilneas has seen darker days, but with newfound allies such as you, hope remains. I feared the Alliance would have abandoned us, but here we stand. I will bend no knee to these Altaraki scum. Okay. So the promised aid finally arrives. Gen Greymane's profound lack of trust in the Alliance was undoubtedly one of his gravest misjudgments. Though I can appreciate his reasoning behind such a decision, I could never fully endorse it. However, that is all in our past now, and dwelling on it serves no purpose. I extend my warmest welcome to you and the formidable might of the Alliance. Ravenshire may be a modest town, but it holds a flame of resilience and hope that will ignite the kindling of our beloved Gilneas. In due time, we shall extend our hospitality and invite you to partake in a grand feast within the walls of Gilneas city itself. But before we can revel in such festivities, there is much work to be done.
Be careful.
Okay, you have 2 quests for us. Ravenwood Keep. In the wake of the rebellion's inception, my home, Ravenwood Keep, became the target of an assault by the forces under the command of the Harlows. Our defenders fought with unwavering valour, but we found ourselves outmatched. It seemed that the Harlows had delved into dark magics to bolster their armies. Though some of our forces managed to escape the onslaught, the majority fell victim to the blades of our adversaries. Even my loyal servants were not spared from the carnage, and among the casualties were 2 of my dearest friends, Gately and Matthias. Now, as the dust settles, a haunting presence looms within the very walls that once provided solace and protection. The restless spirits of Gately and Matthias wander aimlessly, their once noble hearts consumed by bitterness, no longer able to distinguish friend from foe. They wreak havoc upon any who dare to cross their path. Please, lay these tormented souls to rest, so that they may find peace in the embrace of the eternal slumber. A worthy course, we'll do that for you. What lies before you may not match the grandeur and splendour you have envisioned. This once mighty bastion of human power now stands as a testament to the relentless march of time and the ravages of war. We, too, have succumbed to the fate that has befallen much of the world. Take a moment and lend an ear to the tale of an old knight. Yes, I shall.
For the Alliance.
Please debrief me on the situation in Gilneas. I'll try and keep things short. Gen Greymane sought to shield Gilneas from the troubles that plagued the rest of the world. He firmly believed that we possessed the strength and resilience to stand alone, that the outside world brought nothing but strife. And for a time it seemed he was right. Soon after the completion of the formidable Greymane Wall, the dread scourge descended upon the north, leaving only desolation and ruins in its wake. Yet, our isolated existence brought forth its own challenges. Scarce food and crippling trade restrictions plagued us. Scourge and Worgen managed to find its way to our kingdom. Despite these hardships, the king remained steadfast, stubbornly refusing to open our gates and growing increasingly detached from his nobles and subjects. Do continue. He grew increasingly isolated, ensconced within the confines of his own family. And then came the Harlows, Altaraki scum who had found refuge within our walls. Whispering poison to Gen's ears, they further isolated him from his loyal nobles and common folk. To preserve what scarce resources remained, many nobles, including myself, had our lands and possessions seized for redistribution. It was a painful blow, for I had been a vocal opponent of the king's decision. Stripped of my holdings, I was left with nothing but the fire of righteous indignation burning within me. Throughout this turmoil, Gen's unwavering love for his wife, Mia, provided a semblance of sanity. At her behest, he managed or emerged from seclusion, organising a public event to distribute food and clothing to the Gilnean populace. Regrettably, the meagre resources quickly dwindled, leading to a confrontation between the common folk and the guards. In the ensuing chaos, Mia tragically lost her life. Devastated, Gen withdrew to the confines of his mansion, retreating from public view. The Harlow family seized power as regents, ushering in a reign of tyranny over Gilneas. Falsely accused of Mia's murder, I had no choice but to rally the support of my common folk and rise up against the oppressive regime. In my heart, I know Gen is no longer among the living. Even in his compromised state, he would never have allowed such injustices to prevail. As we forge ahead in this rebellion, we strive to restore justice and bring about the liberation of Gilneas from the clutches of tyranny.
See you later. Can I help you?
A tale and a half. So now you know. I have left many details out, but there's no time for chatting. We must act now with the newfound strength of our allies.
Have a good one.
Thank you for the information, Darius Raven, or Lord Darius Ravenwood. Sorry, as a high elf, we're unaccustomed to the proprieties of titles and such.
Hello.
Baron Caliban Silverlane. It shall always be a Greymane who sits atop the Gilnean throne. It is by the will of my lord that this will come to pass once again. I admit I have trust in outsiders, but I realise such attitudes have doomed us to these times we live in. Okay. During the siege of Ravenshire, a group of thieves and brigands broke into my chambers and made away with most prized items of my family, one of which was a signet of Silverlane, once owned by my father and passed down to me. I have received news that my family signet was given as a token of honour to a well-respected officer amongst the royalists, named Osmark. He should be lording over the dry rock pit far to the west. Look for where the grass ceases to grow and find the massive pit full of industry. Reclaim my birthright, and you shall be rewarded. We shall do so. Anything else, Baron? Tell me, what is the essence of a nation, the heart of a country, the will of a people? Is it the lands themselves, the rule of law, the economy? No, undoubtedly it's none of these things. The essence of a nation is found in its tradition, history, legacy, determination, willpower. We must steel ourselves to the worst, as the entirety of our people wishes to free our king and place him on the throne once more. But what happens if he is not capable of doing so? After the death of the queen, Gen thought it best to send his children away. We only heard about it months later, but it seems that both Liam and Tess are now prisoners of the Harlows. We believe Liam is captive in the dry rock mine deep under Gilneas city to the west. He is the heir of this country, and so he must bleed with his people in order to liberate it. We'll find his son. Anything else? One more thing. Greymane, or rather Harlow, has persistently launched assaults upon Ravenshire, yet to no avail. Our valiant soldiers have repelled their attacks time and again, displaying unwavering courage. However, in one of their audacious night assaults, the enemy managed to breach the defences of our city hall and absconded with the deed to Ravenshire. While this parchment holds little personal value for me, it carries great significance for the common folk as a symbol of my rightful rule. For order to be restored in Gilneas, I must retrieve it without delay. Undoubtedly, the enemy forces have brought it back to Gilneas city itself. However, as to its current whereabouts, one can only speculate. If we infiltrate the city, we'll have a look. Thank you, Baron. And we have Magus Aurelius from the Kirin Tour here. Magus, you are a long way from home.
How are you?
Yes, well, I never expected to be here within Gilneas helping the people. These are strange times, full of strange events, and I'm here to offer my assistance and act as an envoy for the city-state of Dalaran. Okay. A strange and foul magic lingers upon the air of Gilneas. I believe there is more going on behind the scenes than first meets the eye. The Lord Prester was well known for holding the ear of King Greymane and often influenced many of his decisions. When I met this Lord Prester long ago, I was overwhelmed by the immense magical aura that emanated from him. And now this same magic I can sense within Gilneas. But from where? I cannot be sure. To discover the source, I require an item of some rarity, a font of arcana that is often wielded by blue dragonkin. The nearest of their brood resides within the Badlands, in a place in the crystal, or crystalline, I can't quite remember, oasis. Okay, Magus, if we're heading that way, if we are that way, we'll do it. It sounds important. Yeah, well, being a mage ourselves, we can understand the necessity to do this. We'll put it on our list of things to do. Put it in our questy log. Okay, we have a few more. Now, this first episode is clearly going to be a lot of picking up quests and reading them. But hopefully, enough of you don't mind that, enough of you enjoy it, like I do. You'll have some enjoyment from it. I'm really enjoying, I've always really enjoyed the roleplay aspect of games, and hugely do that with World of Warcraft. Obviously, you can do it between players, but the way that you can do it, I think, is at least you can immerse yourself in the quests, and reading them is the way that I do that.
Greetings.
Narwick Everton. My job, and my father's before me, has been to hunt the local game of the region. It's honest work, but at times quite dangerous. I've led a rugged existence in these parts. Life here ain't always been gentle, but it's been plain and straightforward. My duty has been to provide sustenance for my kinsfolk and the folks in the town, tracking down the savage creatures that roam these woods. A lot has changed since the rebellion. Now it falls upon my weary shoulders. I'm so tired. To not only keep my family fed, but also help supply an entire army. It's a burden fit for no ordinary man like myself. I reckon, stranger, could you lend me a hand in this dire situation? I need you to venture deep into the heart of the forest and set your sights on the bat-like creatures known as Varwings. Don't bother with the young ones. Their flesh is all stringy and full of veins. It's the greater beasts we're after. Hunt them down and bring them back to me. No less than 9 hefty chunks of their meat will do. That'll be the key to keeping bellies full and spirits high in these troubled times. We're happy to lend a hand, Narwick. Hello, Lance. Yes, I know that your father is a skilled hunter, absolutely. He's definitely, I can imagine he is able to kill a giant wolf and make them into food. Right. Up this hill, we have another quest, and then one more at the dock. Magistrate Carson. I must admit, it feels weird not to be within Gilneas city, especially with so much chaos. I once held the council of the king, and now look at me, grovelling in Ravenshire of all places. Perhaps this will all be worth it in the end, once this conflict is over and the land begins to heal. When this conflict is over, no matter who wins, I must be presentable as a nobility that my family is beholden. If I am to retain such a high standing, I require the finest silk that the land can offer. The spiders of the hollow web woods create a rare and hard-to-come-by silk. I must have it so that I can commission a fine set of new garments for when this conflict inevitably, apologies is a hard word, comes to an end. You can find the hollow web woods just to the west of here. Gather me 10 hollow web silk and I shall make it worth your time, commoner. P.S. Try saying hollow web woods 5 times fast. It's not easy. Right. Okay. Let's continue. To the dock. Dockwatcher Voron. What you want, outsider? You want to help us? If you want to really do something here at Ravenshire, you can get rid of those Naga that have been gathering at the southern beaches. Ever since last year, they started showing up in droves. Killed a good many fishermen they have. Bring me 16 of their scales as proof, and you can find them all along the coastlines of southern Gilneas. Do that, and you'll bring me some peace in this bastard world. We'll do our best, Dockwatcher. And the flight point, of course. Great. Okay, let's continue onwards, shall we? I do not have my turtle bound to anything. Let me quickly do that. There we go. Right. Well, we have lots to do. I believe we will begin with the Ravenwood Keep. Let's do that. Now, in this series, as compared to when I was leveling Gennal last year. We're going to keep it a bit more chilled, I think. It was already very chilled, but the difference now is that when we have a sort of part that we have to do a bit of travelling in, or killing mobs, we're going to immerse ourselves in that. It'll be more immersive in terms of we'll just have the music going, we'll have the sound going, not so much chatting, but we'll chat through all the quests, and basically I'm just saying I'm going to be a bit more lazy. That's what I'm saying. So for now, let's do this. So Ravenwood Spectre buffs up. Interesting music for this area. Don't know why we've got horde music going. Let's change that a little bit. Stop the loop there. If you can let me know as well in the comments how the sound is. Took a bit of time to try to work out before starting if they were right again. I forgot the joys of recording. The joys being the hour plus you spend beforehand trying to get the volume correct and working. I've clearly got a lot of add-ons going here. This isn't like me. But one of the things that I did in the time that I had off from recording and streaming was a friend and I, we leveled some characters in Turtle WoW again. We leveled some Horde characters. I have a Horde Druid, and he has a Tauren Warrior. And we're pretty serious about it. We're not level 60 or anything, but we do take our questing and our dungeoneering seriously. And one of the ways you do that is clearly you're ensuring that you have all the relevant add-ons and things that you require to optimize to min-max your gameplay. And I don't care about doing that at all with this character, and yet it was a bit of effort to get rid of it all. So I've kept it. This add-on is called PFUI, but I do prefer the aesthetics of the original graphics, or the original UI. But this one's, I guess, a bit more practical. Also, I'm very aware there is such a thing as AoE leveling, but I'm not a very good mage, and so I will be single mob killing for a while. Maybe putting the sound back on is a good option. It's just annoying. I think this sound, if it's the same one, is it the same one, the Orgrimmar soundtrack? It's just a little bit annoying. What do you reckon? Do we reckon we can do pull both of these together? Let's try it. Let's try it out. So I've got some rank 1 frostbolts here as well, just to help me out. There we go. Wow. I'm a bit nervous, to be honest. I am spec'd, as far as I'm aware, into AoE sort of killing. But this mob seems to not be dying, and I'm a little bit nervous about that. We're going to turn around and quickly rank 1 these guys. Let's just get some mana back. And then what I'll do is I'll slow them down if they pop out again. Okay, let's get this shield on, just in case. We definitely need some health and things. It'll be okay. Okay, we've got lots of mana still. I think we'll be fine. As long as we can take this one Ravenwood Spectre out, I think we'll be okay. Rank 1. Okay. We'll slow them down a bit more. There we go. We do have this, and then we can Eldorite Meditation. Rank 1. Rank 1. Gosh, it's a bit tough. We do have this mana agate that we can use. Not yet, by the looks of it. Good. Very good, Gennal. Well done. I suppose it wasn't elite. It's harder to tell with this add-on, though. One of the downsides. 44 plus. Yeah, I've had enough of that Warcraft soundtrack. We'll leave it off for now. Our gear isn't in the best of shape. I haven't really tried dungeoning too much on this character. Everything that I have done on this character has actually been recorded. So you'll probably notice there's been maybe 2 dungeons. Dead Mines and Stockades. Maybe there was another one, I can't remember. But our dungeon is, our gear is quite poor. So we need some more apparitions. Oh, can we group up with them? Great. Some friends for Gennal. Right, I suppose if we go into this building, we might find some more. I've pulled that one behind just to see if the group notice. In we go. Seems like Gennal is the big DPS here. Come on then, let's get some AoE going. By next episode, I will fix the weapon swing time that seems to appear in a very obnoxious place. If you haven't noticed, I'm sure you will now. Right at the top of my screen when I use my wand. That was not good. I guess we will be tanking. I mean, we can always use our ice block. I need to get better at that, so... And it drops... I guess it drops thread as well. Also, I can cancel it. I use it so infrequently that I sort of forgot that cancelling these things is possible. Okay, 3 more apparitions and Sergeant Gatesley. There he is. Interesting location. I like this. It's a novel layout to a castle. Very good. Let the tank get some aggro. Ooh, evasion. Alright, I'm gonna have to come back up here. It seems like if I go down, then I mess... Well, I mess everything up. So, Gennal, don't do that. Gosh, this guy is not simple to kill. I would like it if the priest, yeah, could do some wanding. I'm going to use my mana agate in a second. Yep, there we go. Okay, I'm going to have to... Gosh, get a big heal in, please. Perfect. There we are. If we can taunt though, that would be fantastic. Rank 1 Frostbolt. Evocation. They've not got any mana, so I'm going to have to help out. Great job. That was good. One more apparition for me. I can say goodbye to them. Oh, I tried to interrupt that. Never actually used an interrupt properly. There we go. Great. Leave these guys so they can have the fun together. Not before we get a bit more experience. There we go. Perfect. Right, let's get on to our turtle. The turtle's name is Tommy. Just FYI. Can we find... when we don't have any feathers for Slowfall? That is a shame. I wonder if we could jump into the water. Yep, we're going to do it. Fantastic. Oh my gosh, that is not deep. Could have been a very sad ending. What I need to do is put Amplify and Dampen Magic on 2 keys as well. I just read Kosiri asked for help with Matthias and I left. That was not good of me. Oh, I'm sorry Kosiri. If you ever watch this video, please accept my apologies. But we have pressing business with Lord Darius Ravenwood.
Hey there.
Darius, we returned and we have put your comrades to rest. The knowledge that my soldiers and servants no longer wander this world, tormented by the dark magic of the Harlows, brings me great peace. In their name, I express my deepest gratitude. Please, accept this token as a symbol of my appreciation, as well as theirs. Ravenwood's signet. Okay, 10 intellect, 6 agility, a bit odd. We'll definitely take it though. Absolutely. So that will replace our... well, I suppose it will replace our silver ring. Even though we get more intellect, I like the stamina as well.
See you around.
There we go. Okay, an upgrade. Let's continue onwards next time. We'll leave it there, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us again, joining Gennal and myself for the continuance of our adventure. This has been great. I've missed this a lot, and I hope that you'll join me again next time. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.